You identified?
By the markings that are marked on it, my lord.
Does it have a serial number?
No, my lord.
What are the markings that are specific to that exhibit?
The markings that are specific, my lord, it's exhibit marked D, which was marked by the officer in the field, and I also pressed my markings, exhibit marked D, and pressed the laboratory number, the reference number.
Look at the 12 ammunition.
Yes, my lord.
Does any have a serial number?
They just have head stamps markings, but not serial number.
Are the head stamps specific to each? That's all I'm asking.
No, my lord.
They are not.
They are not specific.
The Jericho pistol is identified by a serial number.
Correct, my lord.
You are an assistant superintendent of police.
Yes, my lord.
What is your service number?
Number 235225. That's my service number, my lord.
Those ammunition cannot be identified by serial number or by a marking separate, like the Jericho pistol.
They just have the head stamps markings.
That's what I'm saying. The head stamp is common to all. The police has millions of those, true.
Sure, my lord.
Let's go to the magazine. Does it have a serial number?
No, my lord.
Doesn't have a serial number.
Yes, my lord.
It can be used by which model of pistols?
Model 941 PL pistols, my lord.
Any can, so long as it's that model.
Yes. Model 941 PL, my lord.
Let's go to the Jericho. That Jericho, the police has thousands of them. True.
True, my lord.
Yes. And they can fire any ammunition of what caliber?
9 by 19 millimeter, my lord.
The maker of that Jericho machine, the maker of that gun, does that gun, as it is, serial number, produce markings on a spent cartridge that are peculiar to it?
My lord, that is the area of my specialization, and I have to elaborate that one.
We need to be taught
so that you can get it correctly. When you get a gun, my lord, like this gun, it always has two stories to tell. That one is a story from outside and a story from inside, my lord. A story from outside, if I can give any lay person right now, will confidently say that this is a Jericho pistol, 941 PL, made by Israel Weapon Industries, because that is what is written on it, on top of the gun. But when you come to ballistics, each gun has unique markings to itself. Similar, it's made by Israel Weapon Industries, my lord. I'm saying that each gun contains unique markings which are only specific to this gun itself. And normally people tend to ask us, how do these marks come about? The marks are brought about by two things, my lord. They are brought as a result of one manufacture. During the manufacture processes, you believe that this particular gun is made up of a hard material compared to this round of ammunition. And in my theory that we normally use, the tool mark identification theory, which states that the harder material will always transfer its markings to the softer material. The harder material here that I'm talking about the gun. The softer material that I'm talking about a round of ammunition. So the gun will always transfer its markings to the softer material, which is the round of ammunition, being either the cartridge case or the projectile, my lord. A fired projectile will always contain scratches, if I mention them, but when you come to the laboratory, I will tell you there are striations markings. Like this one, of course, even by your naked eyes, you see that it is scratched, my lord. A fired projectile, having passed through the barrel, will contain these markings. But a projectile that I'll simply remove or dissect from this round of ammunition will not contain these scratches. The same thing applies to the cartridge case. The cartridge case, which is fired by a gun, a fired cartridge case, which is fired by a gun, during the firing mechanism, there is the interaction of this cartridge case and the gun. The interaction that I'm talking about, it's like the firing pin, which will hit the primer of the ammunition and relieve an indentation that you can observe using your eyes. We also have a part here that we call as the ejector, which is so visible, the ejector. Also during the firing mechanism, the ejector will knock the cartridge case outside through the ejection slot. And during that knock, it will impart a mark. So these markings are which are unique to each specific firearm. If I'm to look at a general characteristics of all Jericho pistols, we have what we call class characteristics of all Jericho pistols. Class characteristics of all Jericho pistols. This is to say, all Jericho pistols will possess marks that are similar. For me, getting just a cartridge case, I'll be able to directly say that this was fired from a Jericho pistol. But going further, we have what we call subclass characteristics and individual characteristics. These individual characteristics, they are what differentiates one gun from the other. I've said that these individual characteristics, one of the things that brings about them is during the manufacture process. Number two is as a result of use and misuse of your gun. When we try to move outside ballistics a little bit, we see like now, let's say all of us in this court today, we are issued with a new brand TX, that's a Toyota Prado. Down 2 years, some of us would have maintained those Toyota Prados in a condition almost identical to the new. But there are some of us who are rough, and the Toyota Prado will have a lot of dents. The similar thing happens with firearm. If you put a dent to this firearm, that dent that you put to this firearm, during the firing process, that dent will be transferred to either the cartridge case, if the dent is pressed either on the working parts, and if the dent is pressed on the barrel, it will be transferred to the projectile or to the bullet that the officers call the bullet.
Right. You have explained very well, officer, that all zebras look the same.
Sure.
Those markings are they have an identity. Each has one. That's what we have agreed.
Yes, my lord.
How do you identify those specific qualities?
My lord, we have machines.
That's where I'm heading.
We have machines in our laboratory.
What's the name?
Starting with Leica comparative microscope. The Leica comparative microscopes.
I don't want us to go general.
Yes, my lord.
Specifically to that. What machine did you use?
I used two machines, and that's what I'm explaining, my lord. The first machine I used is the Leica comparative microscope.
Yes.
That is, I compared a Leica comparative microscope. It's a microscope that has two stages at once.
I will ask you specific questions.
Yes. I compared.
You used that machine.
Yes, my lord.
When was it serviced? The machine you used, when was it serviced? Officer, you know,
Yes.
we have got to get a certificate when you use a microscope, when you use a laptop. So when was that machine that gave you those findings serviced?
I cannot tell the date.
You cannot tell.
Yes, my lord.
The manufacturer's manual demands when that machine needs to be serviced for it to be accurate. True? True?
Yes, my lord.
So how do you come with an authentic answer from a machine you are not sure whether it is working properly?
My lord, it's working properly because it's what we work with.
Don't say.
Yes.
The body now is working properly here. Omari's body is fine. But if I go to the lab, the doctor might say, I'm unwell. True.
True.
You used a machine to arrive at this report. Look at your report. Did you disclose the machine you used?
No, my lord.
Have you produced the data other than this report? You have said in your report, you have said, my good officer, that let me get where you have explained what you've said. Tell the court your microscopic examination resulted into what? From the report. Read what?
The comparative microscopic examination.
Yes, that is page 2. The
Yes,
court
my
will
lord.
look at it.
Yes, my lord. The comparative microscopic examination of exhibit D in conjunction with each of the test cartridge cases fired in exhibit marked A revealed that exhibit D was fired in the Jericho pistol serial number 44338440 marked exhibit A, my lord.
And confirm that microscopic examination, the court has not been told what serial number of the microscope you used from this report.
Yes, it's not indicated.
Thank you. Let's go to the next one. Sufficient.
Matching,
Yes.
ejector markings.
What machine produces those ejector markings? It's not eyes. Which machine did you use?
I used two machines, my lord. You never allowed me to finish
No.
the machines.
I'm
as well.
specific on ejector markings. Which machine did you use?
I used the Leica comparative microscope vis-a-vis the integrated ballistics identification system, my lord.
None of those are here. True.
True.
Let me take you to a wild goose. A ballistics able to explain the entry of a gun and the exit of a gun, of a bullet. Does your area of specialization go to after being fired, entry and exit?
My lord, to be in ballistics, you have to be versed, but it was not asked in the report, my lord.
Huh?
It was not asked in the report.
No. That's why I asked you.
Yes, I know it's called terminal ballistics, my lord.
Terminal ballistics.
I know about it.
Very well.
Yeah.
Tell the court the terminal ballistics, the scientific explanation of how a bullet enters and how it exits.
My lord, we say this is a projectile that moves to the target, or to the enemy, or to whatever, but we say to the target.
Yes.
Upon reaching the target, this projectile can behave in different ways, my lord. If it's a hard surface,
Yes.
the projectile will liquidate and it can come back to you. If it is a target that the projectile can enter, the projectile can do penetration. And when I talk about penetration, it's where the projectile enters in the bodies and just it is retained in the body. It can also do perforation. And when I talk about perforation, it's where the projectile hits the target and has an exit, and it leaves the target that it has entered.
Exit is not automatic.
Yes, it's not automatic.
The bullet
It can be
retained in the body.
It can lodge inside the body, my lord.
2, the point of the person firing the bullet, the hold of that gun, give us the scientific explanation of the man shooting, either when standing or lying down, that arm, for the benefit of the court.
I can't get you properly on that one, my lord. I don't want to misread anyone.
Or if
You can ask in another.
What I was asking,
Yes, my lord.
does the angle of the person shooting have a bearing of the direction the bullet will take, the trajectory?
What you want to ask me, my lord, we always simplify it in a very simple way. We always say point of aim, point of impact.
Yes.
And when I'm talking about point of aim, point of impact, if you can relate to those two ones, if my point of aim is my point of impact, then I have an effective. I can say that that projectile is effective, because whatever I've aimed is where I've done what? It's where I've targeted. The point of aim being equal to the point of impact. And if my point of aim, I can say it depends on the position that I'm in. Like, if I want to hit that chair, if I'm like this, I may hit it at 180 degrees. But definitely, if I'm near it, if something is smaller, it depends on the size of the target. That's what I want to explain. Because there are some targets that and their position where they are. Because some, you have to bend the gun, it has to be at an angle. Some, it has to be straight, my lord.
Let me bring you to this specific case. If somebody shoots somebody who is down, already down, where will the bullet hit the tarmac?
My lord, I think that one, I'm
only asking.
I'm not in a position to answer that one.
But the angle of the person being shot and the person shooting has a bearing.
Of course, there must be those angles.
I have no further questions. Thank you.